everybody, welcome yet again to the Career Expo, the Date Your Career edition. I have today with me a wonderful guest. She's called Mrs Mhenyu, but I'll allow her to introduce herself. I am Snomingosi, by the way. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Snomingosi.
Yes.
I'll keep saying see.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, so I'm Mrs Mhenyu, Mrs Mhenyu. I'm a teacher at Riverdale Academy. I'm a wife to one man, a mother of 4 children, a pastor, and the founder of a church.
Wow, what's your church called?
Jesus Kingdom Revealed.
Jesus Kingdom Revealed. You know I'm all about kingdom, so hey. Where can we find your church?
We are currently at Post Office in town.
Oh, okay.
That is along 8th Avenue and Main. Then I'm currently studying psychology with a burning desire to be a psychologist.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
Let's go there. I want to ask real quick, what inspired this psychology path? Yeah.
Right. Psychology path was inspired by a desire to be a life coach and to assist people who have challenges in life. I have this great desire of seeing someone doing better. And maybe let me take you back a bit with myself. I grew up at a very remote place. I'm privileged today, and I think the students who are here have got a privilege of getting career guidance, that which never happened with me. So by default, I became a teacher, and I would say I find myself very impactful in teaching to an extent that if you do not know that I did not choose teaching, you will think it's my calling.
It's your calling.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
And what keeps me going as a teacher is not just getting in class, it's assisting students thrive with their challenges. I feel fulfilled when I assist a student who is struggling than a student who has it all covered. So I finished A-level, didn't know what to do. I had a passion of becoming a lawyer. That is what I knew that time. And I thought, if I do law, I will make life. And part of my inspiration of wanting to be a lawyer was helping a woman who suffers challenge. Anyhow, I forgot to mention that among the things that I do, I also do women empowerment. I work with other 3 women in this organization, and my role there is to assist a woman and a girl child. And I assist them because I realize that most of the times we, in our gender, we suffer a lot of esteem. We are not even able to stand and speak even in congregations, even in crowds.
True.
Our confidence is tempered around. We have been taught that a girl or a woman is a second choice, is inferior than a man. You cannot stand in front of men and say something that makes sense. So that was my inspiration. I never wanted to be a lawyer that does business. I wanted to be a lawyer that works under government, help women to solve their problems. So you'll find that when I got into teaching field, I continued assisting students. And even up to today, I work as a teacher, but I dwell more in learner welfare and psychological service. Because when I grew up, I had a history that when I start talking about here, we will not finish.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful that in all this I had God.
You had God. Amen.
Who guided me, who helped me see that there is a way out. And I'm not complaining by going via teaching, because it opened my eyes. I saw students struggling from family challenges. I meet parents who struggle in family setup. So it then pushed me to say, but there is a better way I can assist people.
Yes.
And I think teaching narrows me to deal with students. But if I am a psychologist, then I can do more. I can reach the community. I can reach the church. I can reach a student again. So that's my push for psychology, to assist people more than money.
Okay, so I'm intrigued. How do you find your work there at Riverdale? You work at Riverdale, right? Please tell me more about that experience, what it's about. For those who don't know about Riverdale, she will tell us more.
Let me start by saying I think going to Riverdale Academy was more of God pushing me there than myself. Because before I went to Riverdale Academy, I had actually said, I'm no longer looking for a job. I don't want to work. I was at this other private school that I'm not going to mention. So when I left there, my desire was to do full-time pastoral. So one of my friends who went there just called me one day when I was going home and said, there's a job here. I forgot. I said I never want to work. So I went there. Why did I quote that? It's because I believe whatever I'm doing now, it's what God wanted me to do. And when I went there, I told myself, I just need 3 years. If I work for 3 years, I'll quit. When I remembered, I said, I no longer want what?
Sure.
A job. So you'll find that when I got to Riverdale Academy, my push was, I discovered that the people that are the directors of that school are Christians. So I gave myself in because I realized that very rare do Christians support each other.
True.
And we don't have much, like if you look at the is it Muslim, the Muslims, they assist each other, they have brotherhood. Because I have a tendency of laying myself back when I get to a place. So I exposed my talent. I was a volunteer more than a worker. I would help students when they're sick. I would help learners anytime they need. I was there. So that pushed me to where I am today. And I believe it put me on the spotlight. And Riverdale Academy, if I'm to comment, has been the best place for me. I've 13 years experience of teaching. But I would say if there's a school that has exposed me, if there's a school that have allowed me to explore my talent, to show up who I am, because like I said, my heart is to coach people. My heart is to, I don't like being in class. I do it because I'm a teacher. I want to be outside, assist a student understand who they are, because I believe that for you to be effective, it's not about academics only. It's about the passion. It's about discovering who you are. Because when God created us, He predestined us. So there is already the us that is hidden. So I find my job satisfying for now because Riverdale Academy has given me that platform to express myself. And that is why I'm here today for career guidance. It is something that I push with a passion. I'm not forced to do it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
what I can
amazing.
say.
Because a lot of people end up securing the path of getting money, but they're not that fulfilled in the
Yes,
process.
yes.
So you find people discovering in their deathbeds that they were not happy for the longest period of time. And I'm happy to hear the story of
That's
yours.
very true.
Yes,
And I will tell you to say, it actually gives me strength even in times of challenges. When I want to give up and I look at the impact, because a student needs to be wholesome. He needs, or he or she needs someone who will cover the welfare side to say, I was telling people to say, Riverdale Academy is an open-minded school. We don't have something to say, this one is not necessary for a child. We believe when we're grooming a child, we have to groom them wholesomely. When they're living, they must be mentally stable, they must be consistent, they must be strong. So you will discover that getting in class and teaching a student mathematics half base times height. It's not enough. They need to know, I have finished school, then what?
Then
They need to
what?
discover themselves. Maybe I'm not good in academics, but I can do basketball.
Yeah.
I can do girls soccer, I can do golf. So that environment that allows someone to be him or herself and explore, whether you're a student or a teacher, I believe is the best for education.
Wow.
Yes.
That is so inspiring. I was at a workshop, not was in a workshop, it was a function. And so we gave people a platform to introduce themselves. And so there was a teacher who shied away from introducing herself because she felt she was small when she was hearing people saying, I'm a lawyer, I work for the government, what. And she felt she was small. Then I said, actually, you are such an important person in this room because without you teachers, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Yes.
You taught us how to read, to write, and you guided us to pick the right careers. So I have high respect for teachers. I have high respect. And as you heard her, she emphasized on that. They don't only teach about maths, but they teach you practical skills on how to implement them going forward. So that's really, really commendable. And it's also ministry that you're pursuing there in
Yes.
school.
Yes.
And that's profound.
That's very true. And commenting on what you're saying, when we came here, I was telling my students to say, we are here not only for those that are academically gifted. What makes the teacher, that's my view, probably what made the teacher feel inferior is the description of the society. Like what I've said, I have a heart to empower people to say, if we are selling tomatoes, you are valuable where you are. We need a lawyer, we need a teacher, we need someone who will stand in the streets and sell tomatoes. If we teach our children to be all teachers, where are we going to get tomatoes in the market?
That's true.
So it's all about discovering what am I best at? What have God brought me to this earth? Yes, I understand there are people who are selling tomatoes out of the fact that they have no choice. But if that's what I feel I can do better, if that's what God brought me for here, it will make me a millionaire. It's not about following others. So I understand maybe the teacher also lacked that empowerment to say you are special as you are. If I get among the lawyers, I stand tall as a teacher. I don't look down upon myself because I'm a teacher. He is a lawyer. I need a lawyer when things are hard.
When things are hard.
Yes, lawyers need teachers to teach their children.
The children.
Yeah.
It's a cycle. It's a
It's all
beautiful
about
cycle.
understanding how God created us
Yeah.
and what He wants from us. And I will tell you to say, there is no life without God. There's no purpose without God. People are outside there, they're trying to make money. Some have money really, but they have no fulfillment.
They don't.
You would rather have less, but having satisfaction.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are pursuing unnecessary things, but
Yes.
they're not fulfilled. So
Yes.
please say it again so that they hear you.
That's a show.
Yeah.
Because I always say, if there is no God, to some who say, I don't have anything to worship. God cannot help me fulfill my purpose because I don't believe in God. And I'm always saying, if there is no God, where did you come from? It's okay, let's agree maybe that there's no God. But where did the soil come from? If we look at this phone, it tells us there's someone who made it.
Created it, yes.
So if we look at the tree, it informs us someone, and there is a purpose for that tree. So a tree cannot have a purpose, and I don't have a purpose. So for me to be fulfilled, I don't need to craft myself. I need to understand and discover who God created me to be. And if you do it out of passion and discover, you get satisfaction. Trust me. It will rather be less, but satisfying.
Satisfied.
You may have 1,000 buses. We are not saying we advocate for poverty,
No. No.
but we are saying the best thing you can do is to stay healthy in mind, healthy in spirit, because you are doing what gives you joy. Trust me, if Riverdale Academy never allowed me to solve students' problems, I would have quitted. I find satisfaction. I find joy. So I'm saying, let me go further with this thing so that maybe in the years to come, I'll be outside class solving problems. That's me. And I believe that's what God has called me for. I believe that's what God has brought me for on earth. So what has God brought you for? You may have 10 A's, but if God brought you to cook and be a chef, do it with all joy.
That's
It's
amazing.
not about following your A's, because you'll follow A's and be miserable. Yeah.
That's true. I discovered that when I finished the school. I didn't go to varsity. I still haven't gone to varsity because I found it pointless to just follow the masses and not know why I'm going there. I asked God, what is my purpose? And I'm here today.
Yes.
Maybe I'll go to varsity one day, but I'm not in a rush to
Yes.
question why I haven't gone there. I will do what I can for now to serve Him and His people.
And trust me, there are people who went to university who have nothing to do. There are people who went to university who are doing something, but they are miserable.
They're miserable, yes.
Yes, we are not saying we support a bad thing, but we are saying what is good for me cannot be good for you.
Yes.
Yes, and if I'm pursuing something, it should be something that brings me satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
I repeat on that one. Many people are doing jobs, but they are miserable.
They are miserable.
I always tell people, even in my workplace, to say, do you know, when I look at you, you don't look like a teacher. You look like a bank teller. And they'll tell me to say, yes, you are right. When I grew up, I wanted to be a bank teller, but situations took me there. And I'm saying, it's never too late. You rather live your last 4 years in fulfillment than to stay miserable for the rest of your
For
life.
the rest of your life,
Yes.
you would rather spend your last years in
Very true.
fulfillment. Wow.
Very true. And it's very important for you to align everything that you do with God,
Yes, yes.
because He's the one who knows why you are here. Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, for people who are still trying to navigate their own path, what advice do you have for them? And for students, especially, like maybe we might have students who are going to watch this, and everyone in general, what advice would you give them as maybe a last word?
If I'm to advise, maybe I will advise at different levels.
Okay.
For students, I would say society have changed. Times have changed. You discover, when I was at school myself, we were limited to knowledge. So choices were easily made, whether they align with my purpose or not. As long as I finish school, I'll choose either to be a nurse, a teacher, or a soldier. Those were the common things, you know.
Yeah.
But then today, the challenge is we have got so much information, we have got so much knowledge, we have got so much of peer pressure. Then it's very important for someone to balance and not lean much on peer pressure. Learn to learn and distinguish what you are and what you have had. And I will also encourage them to take advantage of the platforms that are raised up, like the one we are, the Career Expo right
Yes,
now.
yes.
Learn. After learning, align what we have learned with your passion. What do I like? Give an example of science subjects. Go to any school. Everyone wants to be a scientist.
Yes.
It's good to be a scientist, but will it really take you anywhere? You'll find that we have got students who do sciences, come up with A's, which is good. But after that, they have nothing to do. They still have to go back to teaching. But then if they take opportunities like these ones, learn, find out new things, find out, just be adventurous. And above all, as a young person, align yourself with God. And maybe lastly, there are people like me who had to find it the hard way, who had to go to step A, step B, step 3. All I can say is it's no longer too late. There's nothing like I'm late.
I'm late.
You can always do what you want, because it's better to be late than never. You cannot be miserable for the rest of your life.
True.
And I would say my encouragement to those who walk the journey like me, don't be shy to say either to your boss or to ask from the people who are organizing, can I attend the Career Expo? Come and learn. Do you know, I'll tell you that as old as I am, I learned last year in this Career Expo
Really?
that you can do law with UNISA. and at your pace.
At your pace.
I would have registered long back. And you find out there's someone who is staying at home who is saying, I have already made a mistake. There's nothing I can do. But I'm saying it's never too late. Learn to learn and try something new.
Try something.
Thank
you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Mhenyu. This was very encouraging. Please show us some love in the comment section. Are you available on social media spaces?
Yes, I am.
Please tell them your handles so that they may check you out and follow you.
Thank you so much, C.
Yes.
It's
Oh, by the way, you said you'll call me C.
Yes, thank you so much, C.
Okay.
I'm grateful to have come here. And I believe, like I'm saying, and I'm always saying, align yourself with God.
Yes.
When I was coming to this place, I made a prayer. God, can I get what is mine when I get there? So I want to believe this is what God has brought me for again. So thank you so much, everyone. Please follow us on our Facebook page and like us and subscribe.
Riverdale
Academy.
And any personal accounts, or you don't have?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yes.
What are they called? Handles?
On Facebook, I have Women Empowerment. Yes, I've got Women in God's Mind. And those are the two that I have.
Those are the two.
Yes.
Okay. I'll make sure to put your links in the description box, and then they'll locate you. Thank you so much. May God bless you in all that you're going to do.
See you next time.
It was an honor to meet you too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye for today.